Hello, I'm Alex.
And I'm Erica. We're both here at the library today.
Today we are interviewing longtime Skokie resident, patron of the Skokie Public Library, and Holocaust survivor Regina Samelson.
Since the Holocaust, Regina has kept an upbeat life and enjoys the many wonders each day that it has to offer.
Now, Regina, as a Holocaust survivor, do you find it hard to tell your story?
No, it is not hard because it is my obligation, as long as I live, to let everybody know, the whole wide world, what I went through.
What was it like growing up in Poland before the war?
Well, I was a teenager. It wasn't easy. First of all, we were not rich enough, to have a life like you all have here in the United States. It was very hard. At the age of 15, I already had to go out and to work in order to help out in the family.
How old were you during the Holocaust?
I was 17 years old.
Can you tell us some of your experiences during the war?
First of all, everything was like prepared for us. They made it people live, a lot of people in one room, in order that we will fight among ourselves and we wouldn't talk about politics. They took away, right away from us, everything. There were no news, no radio, nothing. And the worst what was that we were Jews and a lot of Polish people, they cooperate with the Germans, and we had to stay in lines for everything. This was even before they made the ghettos. And then the ghettos was another chapter.
How did you manage to survive?
Simple by luck. Only luck. I didn't do nothing to survive.
And what did you eat in order to live?
Everything was rationed, mostly. We were lucky, my family, because my whole family were tailors, and they were working for the Germans, and they liked the work very much, and they appreciate. So some people, they give us food instead of money.
Did your whole family manage to stay together during the war? Or were you separated?
Until 1942, we were all together. And one day, when it was the deportation, they deported my whole family, and I was left alone with only my sister, out of a family of 11 people.
How were you rescued, and where did you reside immediately after the war?
I wasn't rescued. I was liberated. I was liberated by the British and Germany in 1945.
How did you count what year it was, what day it was? Did you know what month it was?
Well, we knew approximately, yes. But you didn't think about the days. You didn't think about nothing. You know it is spring or fall or summer. You know by the season. You didn't think about things like that. But we knew the days.
Did the Nazis found you right away and brought you to the camps?
It was as Jew, you were stamped right away. And they made a ghetto, and you have to be in the ghetto. You could not be out of the ghetto. If you would be out of the ghetto, they can kill you for it. But it was, you know, it was not always was the same situation. It was little by little.
How long did you stay in the ghettos?
In the ghetto, I stayed since 1939, the end, until 1942. They left only 2,000 people, and I was among the 2,000 people. And this was already like enclosed. You couldn't get out and you couldn't get in, only to go to work.
What was it like in the ghetto? In the rooms, what was life in the ghetto?
Life in the ghetto, it would depend how rich you were and how you could survive, because it was very poor people. The people were so poor. I cannot tell you, they didn't have nothing what to eat. But people would have money. They shared. They made a kitchen for the poor people. They used to eat there. I was not among these people. And then it was typhus fever, and it was horrible. And how I told you, people were living 10 people in one little room. You know what I mean? They were squeezing and squeezing the people. Life was horrible, horrible. But this ghetto where I was not even the worst, because they were worse ghettos. And then constantly they were sending people from little towns, and there were villages, and they sent them in. And we had to absorb all these people.
Now, in many of the ghettos, there were shops. The life was a little better in some ghettos. Was it like that in your ghetto too?
Yes.
Yes, it was. Did the Nazis, there were laws that later on that the Nazis were supposed to close all the shops. Did that happen in your ghetto too?
No schools were allowed for Jews. No schools. But they were schools clandestine. Like, you know, they were getting together, and some of the teachers were performing this is only people what they could afford to send the children, because, you know, they had to pay for it. And children are very afraid. They were so scared. It was not a little bit of greens where they could play.
Do you think the children knew what was going on during that time?
Yes, yes. They were so aware of it. They knew, first of all, in the place where we were was a German with a dog. And it was enough that he came into the ghetto. And right away, everybody knew that William is coming with a dog. And he would just look at the dog, and he knew what to do. And the children were running and hiding.
When you were deported, were you in the cattle trains, in one of the cattle trains, or how were you deported?